Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 59 of Crime in Court USA. I'm recording this on May 8th, 2024. I'm your host, Mundo Carrillo. I hope you guys are doing well. Me, I'm doing great. I'm doing a lot better. The migraines have subsided a little. Pretty sure that was allergies. Did my research. I Googled it, in other words, thinking, do allergies lead to migraines? The answer is definitely. So, thinking that's it. So, feeling a little better. Anyhow, let's just get right into the news. So, I want to start off this week by talking about three tourists who were murdered in Baja California. That's just south of San Diego in Mexico. And the Mexican authorities are saying that these three men who were just on a surfing trip in California, or I'm sorry, in Mexico, they were murdered for their tires. That's what they're saying. So these three guys, two of them were brothers from Australia. That's Callum Robinson, who was 33, and Jake Robinson, who was 30. Callum was apparently a pretty good lacrosse player. He played Division III lacrosse at Stevenson University in Maryland. His brother Jake was a doctor at just 30 years old, and their American friend Jack Carter Road, he was also 30. He was from Georgia, and he was actually 3 months away from being married. So very tragic there. He Jack had owned a clothing company in San Diego. So all three of these guys seem to be just good level-headed dudes. Just out on a surfing trip, just trying to catch some waves. And I guess they were camping out there in a remote part of the beach, and thieves saw their pickup truck, and there may have been some kind of struggle or something. I'm not entirely sure. I think they're still investigating the case, but they ended up killing these three men and dumping their bodies about 4 miles away from where they were killed in this well that was about 50 feet deep. Now, when they recovered the bodies, they actually found another body as well, a fourth body that had been there a lot longer. So they're not ruling out the possibility that victim there was possibly the victim of these same three guys who were arrested for these recent murders. Just because, I mean, if they know of a good dumping spot, it stands to reason it might be connected, or it might be connected to the same people. I'm not entirely sure, but because they also said it was in a remote and hard to get to area, this well. So you kind of have to know it's there, especially if there's just bodies being dumped there. It stands to reason that it is the same guys possibly dumping the bodies. Um, yeah, so that happens. Very tragic. These guys were just posting uh, photos of them just drinking beers, hanging out on the beach, and they were supposed to check into an Airbnb on April 27th. So they got there on April 26th. They were supposed to check into an Airbnb in Rosarito, Mexico, on April 27th, but they never did. They just never made it. So they were, I guess, camping out the night before, and that's when they got attacked and killed. It's just crazy that they were killed for tires. I didn't even know. Apparently, just so they could be sold. I mean, that's I guess tires are that valuable. I don't know if, like I said, if some kind of struggle ensued where basically there was some sort of fight where somebody had to go in a way where, like, I don't know if they could have just let them take the truck, or if these guys are really intent on killing these guys just for tires. I don't know, but either way, it seems like an extreme length to go for tires. Not even the truck. It's weird that the truck is not the rest of the truck isn't what's valuable here. It's the tires. That is so strange to me. But I guess rubber is at a premium in Mexico. I have no idea what's going on there. So this was kind of controversial locally because these guys were found relatively quickly. They were found this last weekend. So I guess they were missing for about a week or so, if that. And I guess the locals were complaining that when a local person goes missing, that oftentimes little is done to find them. So I guess there were questions of like, hey, do you have to be a tourist in order? Do you have to be an American? Do you have to be an Australian in order for you to care about us as well? So that kind of brought up a lot of feelings like that. There was also, of course, safety. I suppose this is a big surfing spot, and now people are worried about going here. Of course, I mean, why not? I mean, people are getting murdered just for hanging out. Don't bring a don't bring tire. That's crazy that they were killed for tires. And the truck actually had a California license plate on it too, so they should have known that they were stealing an American truck as well, and that was going to be a whole shit show on its own. That was going to possibly draw in like multiple countries into the search for these people. So yeah, this that just has to be a shitty way to go out. Just killed for your tires, man. Especially when you're on a trip, like probably like a trip of a lifetime. Making great memories. That one surfing trip to Mexico, and I've actually been to Rosarito too. That's where my sister got married, right there on the beach. It's beautiful, man. It is so beautiful. It's like idyllic. So it's super sad, super sad. Um, yeah, just be careful out there. I guess even beautiful places like that can be very dangerous. So let's move on to a deadly baby abduction that happened here in New Mexico. So on Friday, 26-year-old Alec Isaiah Collins, he went to a park outside of Clovis, New Mexico, and he killed Samantha Hardy Cisneros and Taryn Allen, and critically wounded Cisneros' 5-year-old daughter, and then he kidnapped Torres' 10-month-old baby, Elea Maria Torres, and took off. There was an Amber Alert sent out, and it was crazy because, normally when something like this happens, it's usually like a parent who doesn't have custody or something like that. This, it appears, was a complete child abduction, just a total random baby abduction. Now, Elea was found safely in a home in Collins, and the girl were found at a home in Abilene, Texas, on Monday. So just over the weekend, they were missing, and of course, Collins is arrested and facing murder charges. But a few months ago, or actually back in October, Collins called an FBI hotline and said that if they didn't help him find his daughter, that he was going to start murdering a bunch of children. The local police went to his house and took him to a mental health facility, and it looks like that was kind of that for the time being. And then he went and kidnapped a baby. So, I mean, obviously, mental illness seems to have a big part in this, but that is super scary. This guy just had, I don't think, anything to do with these people. Like he didn't know them. It just seems totally random, just because there was a baby involved, and maybe he was, I don't know, feeling some sort of feelings about his own daughter or something. That you hear about baby snatchings, they're not too uncommon, right? So normally I feel like it's maybe women who do it, not men, but that doesn't really matter, does it? So yeah, scary. I'm so glad the girl was found safe. I mean, 10 months old, and her sister in critical condition. No word that I've seen about her condition, so I assume she's still alive. Because and then he would face another murder charge on top of that. But yeah, no, she was found safe, and Collins is in custody. So let's go on to the Trump. We got to talk about Big Trump Dog every week. So his hush money trial is still going on, but finally the rock star herself, Stormy Daniels, the woman at the center of all this, took the stand and took some harsh questioning from the defense. So this trial centers around this affair that Trump may or may not have had with Stormy Daniels, who is a porn star and a porn director. Now that when you read about her, it says like porn star, director, producer, like all the shit. She's involved in the pornographic industry, you see. Now, they allegedly had an affair and went back in like 2007 or something. And when Trump was running for president in 2016, he paid her to keep basically not talk about it because he didn't want it to damage his campaign. She talked about it, and now we all know about it. But what's shady here, or what's possibly illegal here, what he's on trial for, I should say, is that he tried to cover up these payments, tried to say they were, I guess, just routine legal expenses. The state of New York says, I don't think so. You clearly tried to cover up, you did this to try to influence an election. you lied on business records, so we're taking you to court, buddy. Anyways, that's the background. She was testifying now. She, I guess, got pretty graphic with describing her sexual encounters with Trump. Saying, you know, I'm going to describe it. she, she said that she talked about him. By the way, there are no cameras allowed in this courtroom, so we have to go by like what reporters are tweeting and just kind of live updating, and but we have to go by those shitty like court sketchings that they do. Anyways, so this is all according to reporters in the courtroom who are just tweeting and stuff. Anyhow, shout out to the New York Times. I was following them because this is happening in New York, so whatever. Anyway, apparently, so she was describing this encounter. He was in a robe, either satin or silk, on this bed. I'm going to pause there because now that I talked about Trump laying on a bed in a satin robe, you got that image in your head, and I'm not sorry. She also brought up the fact that he didn't use a condom. I am sorry about that image that you just got in your head. Now the defense that drew an objection from the defense. Apparently, she was getting a lot of objections from the defense during direct examination from the prosecution. They said that was prejudicial to their client, saying that he never didn't wear a condom. I would have loved to have been in this courtroom, man, just to see these arguments go down. Oh my God. So anyway, that didn't go so well. They actually tried to get a mistrial going. They were trying to argue for a mistrial. They could just arguing that her testimony was just too prejudicial. That didn't work out. That was kind of a Hail Mary. So that got shot down. In fact, I guess Miss Stormy here was going so off topic at times that the judge actually chided her, saying, hey, make sure you just answer the questions. Don't go off topic. Because a judge will do that. You are just supposed to kind of stick to what the lawyers are asking you. You're just not supposed to go off topic. So yeah, I'm sure that was a whole circus going on, just describing the sexual encounters with possibly the next president of the United States. It's the second time. Okay, so that happened. Not much else going on there. I guess that's kind of what we expected, right? I mean, that's what we came to hear. We wanted to hear about what went down between those two. Moving on. So he actually he got fined again for violating the gag order, I think, and got warned of jail time again. Like, this judge, Juan Merchan, is just doing everything he can to just not throw this guy in jail. He doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to throw possibly the next president in jail, right? He knows that would just be a whole thing. So he's really, you can tell he's just trying not to do it. But Trump dog, he's not, he's not backing down. He's got that Truth Social. He's going after everybody. The gag order, he's not supposed to talk shit about anyone in the jury, any witness, any of the prosecutor. Basically, he just don't talk about anyone involved with the case or anyone involved with the courthouse or anything like that. He still keeps doing it. I think he'll probably do it again, if I had to guess. I think he wants to go to jail. I mean, he is using that mugshot from earlier in material, in campaign material. So another mugshot is probably good for business. Maybe he'll release an album when he's in jail. Anyways, so the prosecution said that the presentation might last 2 more weeks. So we'll get 2 more weeks of that. I don't know how long the defense portion might last. It's usually not as long as the prosecution, because the burden of proof is on them, so they got to put on the whole case. The defense is going to go through with their witnesses and basically just try to poke holes through the prosecution's case. I don't know, maybe 4 more weeks max, if I had to say. That's my guess. Don't hold me accountable for that. Oh, by the way, Trump told reporters outside the courtroom that he's willing to go to jail over his constitutional right to speak freely as a presidential candidate. So that says it right there. I should have kind of led with that. He is willing to go to jail. He didn't say he wants to, because who wants to really? But he's willing to do it, and well, we all believe him, don't we? I think we all believe this crazy fucker, Mr. President. So just to update the whole crazy college thing from last week. Yeah, it still looks like kids are getting arrested all over the country for just camping out at their college. I don't think anyone's been terribly hurt since last week. Maybe someone got a scratch or two on them, but that's still going on. Hopefully that kind of calms down. It will maybe after today. The big news out of the military aid to Israel thing today was President Biden saying that he would cut off military aid to Israel if they invade Rafah. So that's kind of the first instance of him kind of backing down off military aid for them. We've had to deal with them since the Obama administration, so this is kind of breaking a precedent here. But I think that is all for this week, guys. I really appreciate you listening. Thank you to the Patreon supporters, Daniel, Tony, Mike, Andres, and Emily. I really appreciate you guys. If you guys want to support me, head over to patreon.com/crimeandcourtusa, where you can get exclusive episodes for just $1. You know, this show gets pretty heavy sometimes. We talk about some pretty it's pretty bad stuff. So that one I try to keep a little more lighthearted. So we're just chilling out, having some fun. Again, go check that out. Patreon.com/crimeandcourtusa. All right, guys. Until next time, my name is Mundo, and I'm out. Peace.